There's always one twat at a Christmas do, Baz. And funnily enough, you never see him at yours. I don't know what that means. Well, I think I do know what that means. Last time we had you on, we were talking about a film you were in called A Christmas Number One.
Yes.
And now you are trying to get to Christmas Number One.
Yeah.
That is... If anyone's listening, I'm looking to get involved in a film called Swedish Thruple. just on the off chance that that's what happens. We couldn't think of better guests to come on for the Christmas special than two people who were involved in a Christmas single, one of whom was in a movie 2 years ago called The Christmas Number One. Basically, Clara, you are the female fucking Noddy Holder at this point. Hello, and welcome to the mildly controversial Christmas special. Oh, very, very excited. So, on this episode, it's not just me and him. We've got a couple of friends popping in, and the first one of those friends to pop into our little Christmas party is Mr. Joshua Morris. I've never used your actual name.
Never?
No, I've never used your actual name because I didn't think you wanted me to. But we will talk later about how it is now more than public knowledge what your surname is. So we will talk about that. Because, iTunes and Spotify says that's what your name is. So we'll go with that.
So, yeah.
Oh, tremendous. So, Joshua, for those who don't know, Joshua's a very good friend of ours. And you've been on 2 or 3 times, maybe 4. I don't know.
I was there I feel like I was there at the beginning.
You were one of the OGs. You were one of the OGs. And also, the 3 of us were on a television program, which went down in history.
Down like a ship.
It went right
in
down,
a rough sea.
Probably just our history, but never mind. It was great fun, and it's still available to watch on television. I might watch it. I might force the kids to watch it again over Christmas.
I watched a bit of it the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I was trying to find the link, and when I found the link, I thought, I'll watch a bit of the second episode because I've seen the first one, but I've never watched the second one completely.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Did you? Sorry, I mean, I'm so on brand. I'm drinking out of a mug with my own face on it. But, yeah, cheers, everybody. Mulled wine for me so far tonight. So,
oh, hang on.
Cheers.
That looks like
it
looks like Joshua's on the lager, and Baz, are you on the regular?
I'm on the rum as usual. Yeah.
Which rum is that, Baz?
This is Seeing Eye. It's the local Bedfordshire rum.
Yeah, you're welcome, Baz, because I know you wanted to mention that because it's a friend of yours. Bedfordshire rum, ladies and gentlemen. Go and buy lots of it. There we go.
Well, not until I get an affiliate link.
No, exactly. Yeah. Don't buy it yet. Just go and have a look at it. I'm drinking mulled wine. I've got a couple of Christmassy type drinks lined up. So mulled wine's my first one. I was going to go for, like we did last year, Baz, I was going to go for snowballs.
Yeah, right.
The old Advocaat and lemonade.
It's sickly though, aren't they? Like,
oh, it is the way we made it. We put about 2/3 of a bottle between 2 of us, and then like a little smidge of lemonade. So it was like custard, but nice custard,
alcoholic custard.
Yeah, nice and alcoholic custard. So it was okay. But yeah, mulled wine I'm starting with tonight. So Joshua, and obviously I know you quite well, so I'm going to ask you some questions that I know the answer to. But that's what they do on the telly, on chat shows, isn't it? So yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Joshua, are you a fan of Christmas?
I fucking adore Christmas. Yes. Yeah, I really adore.
I knew that.
Yeah, a lover of the big guy in the North Pole. Yeah, absolutely. And Jesus for being so similar to him.
So that's the made of Jesus Christ. I can feel that mulled wine literally going down my esophagus. I don't know if it's the spices or it's the temperature of it, but ooh.
Sort you out.
Wow, yeah, I've just got in from work as well, so I've had no tea, so anything could happen in the next hour or so. Right, so go on, Joshua. So, Christmas, what does Christmas look like for you?
Well, Christmas, I actually think these days for us is quite tame because in my family history, up to about 5 years ago, Christmas Day was beginning about 3 p.m. You guys both know that I'm a late riser. This comes
absolutely.
from a family where nothing will happen before a certain time. So that was why I grew up thinking, well, what was the point of getting up? And we used to do this incredible thing where we get really late Christmas dinner, straight into intense poker.
Oh,
all of us.
wow.
Like 11 people, 20 quid a time, most of it paid for by one man, my dad, the whole thing. but which we used to really get him down. But it would go on till like 5 a.m, and it was really quite distressing. It always led to some tears, and I really loved that about Christmas. I loved the hardcore gambling amongst family. But then a lot of them had children, so these days it's really quite quelled into its current state, which is kind of, a little bit of arguing, and then the majority of stuff actually happens on Boxing Day because it's logistics is too big for.
I bet your dad's delighted that he has to shell out less £20 for the poker now. There's less people.
Yeah, but then double the booze is needed. You see, so
that's a very good point.
It's been exaggerated into a 2-day affair rather than a day and a half affair. So I think it kind of evens itself out.
So is this one of your first Christmases with a partner? Because
first one in a long time, yeah. But my partner, she's Turkish, right? And she in Turkey, interestingly, they don't. Christmas Day flies right by, despite them having like Christmas trees and Santa Clauses and things, and then they just ignore it until New Year's Eve, in which is like, hey, presents.
All right.
So
I mean, geographically, they're quite close to where it all happened.
yeah, you would think. Yeah, but so instead, what happens is she goes away for Christmas, which is it sort of works out actually nicely, and she comes back for New Year's, and I have another Christmas with her then.
Oh,
so
cool.
yeah, it kind of works out to get, and it does actually. Last year, it really felt like 2 Christmases, so I was like, it kind of works. Gives me a few days Boxing Day sale.
That sounds excellent. In that she also doesn't have to see the dark side of you with the Christmas Day poker.
Yeah,
so
that's true. There's no friends or family in that game.
Yeah.
Girlfriends are right at the bottom of it.
Too high stakes for that.
Throw her on the table.
Yeah.
So we need to get onto that thing, because me and Mike spoke about it last time we did, on the previous episode. We're talking about that business when people go, oh, have you done all your Christmas shopping? What kind of shopper are you? I mean, obviously most people now do it online, but traditionally, what was the way that you did it? Were you a Christmas Eve shopper, or were you months in advance?
I have done in fact, 90% of my Christmases, it's been a November game.
Oh.
I believe in the early.
Wow.
I'm a real prep. I get very stressed about it because my family, as I said, is quite large. There's also lots of kids about, and it really gets me stressed that I'm not going to be able to get it all in time. So I tend to do most of it in November. I have a big day in Oxford Street, and the rest I do on Amazon like the next day, and then it's game over. That was always it. Except for 1 year where I could just pushed it off, and I got really, really battered, and I bought it all on Christmas Eve in a Tesco as the shop opened. So, a lot of people got vanilla flavoured vodka, which was quite a surprising gift for most.
That's not bad, not bad.
And even more shocking is they sold it to me in that state. So, but since then, I've really learned to go back to the November plan. It's one or the other with me.
Wow. That's not me. Maybe I was chatting about this, and that the reason we were talking about things we hated about Christmas and things we love about Christmas, and one of the things we said we hated was the people who come up and go, "Have you done your Christmas shopping yet?" Because all they want to do is sit on their pious heap and just go, well, I did all of mine ages ago. Oh, you'll be ever so stressed if you don't get it done way in advance. I bought half of mine in the January sales. I saved a fortune. Oh, fuck. We don't like those people. So November is okay, Joshua. We'll let you off. We'll let you off. You can remain within the mildly controversial podcast of Circle of Friendship.
That's good.
We won't kick you out for that. But we do need to say, Buzz, before we forget, is that turkey is just shit chicken.
Yes.
It's something we say at every Christmas opportunity.
I completely agree with you in every little way.
Brilliant. I mean, we just think like it's on sale throughout the entire year next to chicken, cheaper than chicken, but people don't buy it even though it's cheaper than chicken. But for some reason, we decide to, on a special occasion, treat ourselves to the inferior, cheaper version of something we eat all year round. Yeah. Nonsensical.
And also cook it to within an inch of its sort of like woodenness as well.
Every time we mention turkey is just shit chicken, we get a lot of people saying, "Oh, you're obviously not cooking it right." It was like, but look, you go to a restaurant, if they cook chicken, turkey, and beef, lamb, all the goose, all the other options, turkey will be the shittest one out of those.
I want to see that acted out. I want to see that full storyline in a harvester somewhere.
I was thinking like we'll go to Ramsey. I say, Ramsey, put them on, plate of each.
So is your sort of traditional Christmas dinner still at home, and is it turkey? Before we get too far,
It's still at home. It's still definitely turkey. And bizarrely, I only recently found out this is not a thing. We have sweet corn with this meal. Do people not do that?
I don't think it's common.
Quite a rage argument, thinking, wouldn't it be weird not to have it?
What do you mean, like a bowl of sweet corn, or corn on the cob, or baby alien tail things?
Almost like tinned shitty sweet corn, just
as part of your roast dinner.
I love sweet corn. I'm in.
Okay, right.
Yeah, I'm not sure many other people are, Joshua.
Oh, right.
Well, so one of the traditions that I sort of bumped into from somebody else, which wasn't one of my growing up ones, was red cabbage. Yeah.
See, Baz. I mean, we mentioned this on the Christmas special last year. It's like the Christmas dinner is full of stuff you eat, despite there being far nicer options.
Yeah.
So you got bread sauce, cranberry sauce, sprouts, like red cabbage.
Yeah.
It was like, who's decided we're going to bring out all these things that you don't eat all year round because they're not as nice as stuff you do eat all the year
Exactly.
round. And then you get the family together on this big slap-up meal. It's a little stressful. You've got things that are ready at different times. You got to make sure everything's ready to drop on the table. And it's all just like, I'd rather have beef.
Definitely.
So let's talk about the going out as well, because obviously Christmas, which we spoke about this last week, saying that like Christmas is always the worst time when I worked at the door because people were fucking amateurs because they only went drinking out. They only went out drinking once a year, and it was predominantly during Christmas, and they got absolutely pissed. They didn't know what the sort of the normal rules were for going out. You're a much better drinker than that. I would never put you down as an amateur.
I'm not an amateur at all by any means, but it does not. that does not mean that I don't kick off like repeatedly at bouncers. So yeah, I loathe you. In fact, my first impression of you is probably a bouncer, probably a dick. So,
Merry Christmas.
He's got your number sorted. He's got you bang on there, hasn't he? He's a very good judge of character.
Yeah, it's a good way to judge people. Yeah, I understand the etiquette of dealing with these things, and I do love a good Christmas party. And I actually hate. I mean, one of the big downsides of being a content creator is actually not having like a workforce or people like comrades that you can see their entire life and their normalness fade away and shatter as they drink WKDs or something weird that they would never ever normally have. I love the awful standard of drinks. I love the awful music. I love the fact that you get together and you see some really weird stuff and people kiss, sorts of stuff. People make out they never would from the office. I miss all that. So I don't get that stuff anymore.
I went to one of those I don't know how you describe it, one of those massive multi-firm, multi-table Christmas parties last weekend. Oh, sorry, no, not last week. Sorry, Tuesday this week. In fact,
that sounds like an excellent way to describe it, Buzz.
Yeah, I mean, but it was at the NEC. I think it was for just under 2,000 people in one massive space. And surprisingly, the food was really good. I don't know how they managed to turn out, 1,800 meals that were all pretty decent as well. I mean,
surely the actual serving was hours and hours long.
No, because they literally have probably 8 people serving 4 tables, and they're all just in and out sort of. So you never felt like you were sat there waiting, and everybody seemed to be eating at the same time. It was a massive venue. They had fairground rides inside, so they had dodgems, a Ferris wheel, waltzers, and all sorts of stuff going on. They also had they're called stargazers, but they were like Cirque du Soleil, like a big act going on as well.
Oh, brilliant!
I mean, it
wow.
was really good. And the other thing that was good about it was there wasn't any trouble there, and there didn't appear to be any wankers. Like literally, I was thinking I was going to go in there. There's going to be loads of them, right? Loads of pissed up 25-year-old cunts who've got like fucking free bar, and they're just going to be absolutely twatted. None of that. It was all really kind of nicely done and really sensible.
Are you sure you weren't doing it for the team. You weren't that person
No.
instead. that level
There's always
of
one,
drunk
Baz, and there's always one twat at a Christmas do, Baz. And funnily enough, you never see him at yours. I don't know what that means. Well, I think I do know what that means.
No, I'm all right at these things because I'm used to going out and drinking and getting absolutely twatted and not being a complete arsehole. So.
Yeah, but Baz, you went out for a mass Christmas meal. How did it feel this year, not being the awkward vegan twat?
Well, there you go. Yes, I mean the thing is, I was on a table with a vegetarian, and his food looked equally as good as mine because I had chicken rather than turkey. So.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Wise choice. Baz is one of the wise men of Christmas.
He only knows that because he goes through all the crazy shit where he tried these things out.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
That's wisdom.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's acquired wisdom, that is, Baz. That's tremendous.
I'm back in the gang now. I went to a restaurant recently and the guy who was putting the meal out said, "Look, are you a vegetarian?" And I went, "No, not anymore." And he was, "Welcome back."
Did he give you a big hug?
Yes. And lashings and lashings of meat.
Yes. Welcome back. I'll get you a pint of gravy. Down in one. We do have a second guest, but she's fashionably late. She's the only one who's got young kids who she's got to piss about or put to bed, so to be fair. But we decided we'd start recording anyway because it would give us a chance to catch up with you first. And also because it's our Christmas party, and there's always someone late to the Christmas party, isn't there?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? She'll come in stumbling in with one high heel on, shit-faced, because she's been pre-drinking at another pub. I think that's what's going to happen.
I really, really hope so.
So, obviously the main reason we wanted you to come on the Christmas special, Joshua, is because you're a very good friend of ours and we love your company. But yeah, quite embarrassingly, I sent you a WhatsApp to ask if you'd come on here. And the last time I sent you a WhatsApp, not to a group, directly WhatsApp, was last year asking you to come on to the Christmas episode. So me and Joshua are so tight. We are such good friends. We actually are. But you get those good friends you don't see that often, don't you? Especially if you live in different countries. That's a decent excuse.
Good enough.
It is good enough. So yes. But the other reason we wanted Joshua to come on is because Joshua is in the running for Christmas #1 this year. Talk us through it, Joshua.
Mm-hmm. So it's a song all about me. But, they threw in some guests and things, some special appearances, and I just chose to have just 7 words in the whole piece. But it's banger. So basically, I actually was very lucky. I went with Baz to a little meetup, and some people were basically saying, "Oh, we're just going to do this thing next week." And any opportunity to show off, I do tend to jump at quite quickly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially when there's singing and dancing and whatever involved, I jump at it. And I said, "Yeah, I'll turn up to this thing." I didn't really understand what I was doing until I arrived, and I realised it was a proper Band-Aid type situation.
Really?
With a bunch of faces, you go, "Oh my god, it's that guy! Oh my god, it's this girl!" Right. We're in a room full of people, and it was actually quite terrifying, but it was really kind of fun and crazy. And it's a cover of "I Wish It Could."
I wish it could be
yeah, Wizard. I wish it could be Christmas every day. Yeah, I wish it has a different name. It's too long a name.
Yes, yeah. But it was recorded at Abbey Road Studios.
Yeah, which is the reason I said yes. I wanted to go in. Like, I'm not even far from there, like, right now, and I often walk by it, and they're really strict with the security and all sorts. Oh, and the crossroads outside with the Beatles, famous. I am there often, and it's amazing because you have to know that it's the only zebra crossing in the country that no bus will stop, ever. They will never stop. And ever. And the buses just do a little beep and drive straight over. And it's because it's packed with tourists. There's no hope. Right.
If they waited for a gap in the people walking across there to get their picture taken on that zebra crossing, they'd never get anywhere.
The problem is the Ubers don't know, and they all stop. And then you got people going, "Go on!" They're going, I can't, I'm not going anywhere." And you get this awful standoff between Uber and tradition, like a stupid British thing from the past. So, but it was really, really fun to go there, actually, because I always wanted to go and see what it's like inside. Inside they're really strict about filming. You can't just film in Abbey Road anywhere you want. You have to film in the little studio bit itself. But it's just lined with amazing pictures in black and white of all these every artist you can ever imagine. And then, just movie posters that were recent things and old things where the whole score was recorded here and things. It was an amazing place to go, even before anything else kind of kicked off. And once it kicked off, it was really, really fun. You've got a bunch of people who really can't sing. All convinced they're going to get Christmas number one. It's quite funny, really.
One of those is a previous guest on this show. I'm pretty sure it's Phil Carr.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew you were going to bring him up. He really is the main character.
Yeah.
He's great. He's great, but he in fact, he really thrives on the fact that he couldn't sing. He really owned it and made it like, everyone look at me, be crap at this. I'm gonna stand here. But I also think it captures what's great about Phil. And I'm sure everyone knows Phil, is that his awkwardness doesn't come across so well on camera. It feels like almost slightly forced. Whereas in reality, he's just as he's even slightly stranger and more brilliant than he's more exaggerated than he maybe even is on screen. And putting him in a situation where he's like trying to quietly sing with a headset on is really quite funny. And I really enjoyed and we were at different ends of this, long, again, Band-Aid based line.
Yeah.
And I would look down at him and he would be like holding a piece of paper like a kid at school with no idea what's going on. He was really, really.
Well, we did think about inviting Phil on here because he also was on or is on the Christmas single. But last time we went to a Christmas do with Phil, he got kicked out for being arsed with the bouncer. So we just thought it'd save time if we just didn't let him in the first place.
I'm glad we try and bring that up as often as possible. It was a great event that happened, and I do love the resounding "leave him out there." Then
Yeah, it was like get a text off. Phil said, "I've been kicked out. You'll all have to come out." It's like, no, I get the first bit of that, but not the second.
I slipped by him as he was texting you that, like, "I'm going in, mate."
I'm going back into the bar where there's nobody stood there. We've got a private bar in there, you idiot.
But Phil famously doesn't wear a coat anywhere either.
Yes.
So it's his own choice. He won't wear a coat because his wife tells him he'll lose it. So he's freezing cold for 6 months of the year because he's worried that he'll... And he's always forced to be outside. He was standing outside that place for ages, freezing his little southern balls off.
Actually, so go back to that. Go back to the single. I was with you on the Saturday previously, and I was invited as well. But I had a sort of previous work commitment. Had it been any day but Thursday, I would have been on it. I would have been there. So I've got that sort of awful. It's not really FOMO, but I've got that terrible kind of. I missed out on something amazing. Just to go to Abbey Road Studios was what I really wanted to do. Yeah. I really wasn't sort of too concerned about what the end product was going to be, and as it turned out, it really does have a shout of being Christmas number one, doesn't it?
No, it has a shout. It's I think currently the bookies have it at 5-2, which is not bad, really.
Yeah. It's not bad at all.
It is a juxtaposition. Everyone was very much like, yes, this is Christmas number one. Oh, by the way, while we were filming this, while we were literally singing, everyone got notifications on their phone that Sean from the Pogues was dead, right?
Yes.
So we all come up and went, oh, Shane, sorry.
Shane McGowan.
Yeah, we all got this notification, and we all kind of looked at our phones and had like little whisperings between takes, thinking, "I think it's over. I think the whole Christmas number one thing is over already." I think we about half an hour in, we're like, "This is over," sort of thing.
But I don't think that's the favourite, is it? I think is it Wham?
It is.
Wham.
I think it's
Wham Last Christmas because they re-released it on vinyl as well, so they've got an extra stream of. Ironically, I didn't mean to use the word stream on that, but yeah, they've got an extra stream on top of the streams.
But surely, though, just being involved with something that even has a small shout of being Christmas number one must be amazing. And of course, that thing is being seen by the videos, being seen by lots of people who wouldn't have seen you before, I guess.
Yeah, the dream. I really want it to be Christmas number one. I will buy myself a big golden record and I will hang it up, and I will constantly be like, number one, that Christmas, no biggie. For my entire life, Christmas would become a season where I go, oh, I'm in the money again. Me and Mariah making all that. That is who I want to be, which is why I really hope it pays off. But
do you know what though, about Joshua is that even if it doesn't make it, they're like, and listen, you can help. Everybody listening or watching can help If you are listening on Spotify, the link is in the description of this episode. If you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, the link will be in the comments of Facebook, because they don't like links in descriptions on Facebook. So if you go to the first comment, there'll be a comment by me with the link on how you can do it, because you need to go and buy it. You need to go and pay 99 pence. It's only 99p, and I know everybody's skin, but the point is that 99p goes to the Trussell Trust, which is helping people who have even less money than you do, because it goes to fund food banks, doesn't it, Joshua?
Absolutely. So it doesn't, but I really think this is the key is here that when people very much like, well, why would I ever buy this song? Well, because the whole point is that you are not only donating to charity, you're donating to charity with that money, whereas you'd have to listen to it like 600, 700 times on Spotify to even get close to it or something like that. It's a really huge number of streams you'd have to do.
600, yeah.
It's not like someone's. It's not like this money is just going to whoever produced this song to Abbey Road Studios. It really is going to these food banks at a time where we shouldn't really even need something like the Trussell Trust, because I think we've got into the situation where people are relying so much on food banks. I actually think it is the right charity for where we are in a cost of living kind of crisis. And also, you're giving a whole bunch of TikTokers a chance to big up the platform that we're always bigging up. So. It's not exactly nurses. I know it's not nurses.
They've had their shot.
They had their
shot. So listen, I will repeat. So do us and Joshua and Clara, when she turns up, a favour. Go to the link in the description or in the comments, and download that. Pay 99p. That 99p will go to charity, and you will make 3 grown men very, very happy. So thank you, please, and thank you.
Well, you'd be pleased to know I've bought it, even though I was streaming it as well. I'm going to buy it again just because, it's just one sort of penance for not being there, I think.
Yeah, you should have been there, Baz. It would have been great.
Well,
you would have been next to each other in the video and everything.
Do you know what, Baz? I'm even further back in the FOMO in that I wasn't even at the meetup where it was offered.
Yes.
Because I couldn't make the meetup, so I'm a step further back in the chain of FOMO.
Well,
until you move to London like a jobbing young actor.
Yes.
What happened to you?
I'm going to have to.
I want you to say, babe, I'm leaving. I've got a future there.
That's it. I'm going. I'm getting a job in a coffee shop, and I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
But you also need to get a stick with a hanky on the end with some sandwiches in it and go like that as well. Like proper move. So just get back to that. Did you on the day do you sing all the bits and then they just sort of select out the bit which they want you going in? Because obviously you've got a solo, which is like.
Right.
Which I want to talk about this because when I saw it, I was like, "Fuck, he's got a solo." And then I got to the point of me going, "Actually, I'm not a terrible singer. I wonder if I'd have got a solo." So I've made it even worse now as well.
But the truth about the solo thing is, before I wasn't. I think it was something that was bigger before I got involved. It was obviously something bigger, and especially the people who are producing it know a bunch of people very well, right? So it was always going to be them that get the specific lines. I basically, in the most literal sense of the word, hung around until I got a line. So I had somewhere to be, and I literally rang them and said, I'm staying here, I'm pretending like I've got stuff left to do here so that I might have a chance to sing it on my own for a second. And I really was just loitering, looking at things, yeah, just waiting until they're like, does anyone else want to go at this? And I went, yep, I'll have a go at this.
Brilliant.
And then 2 other people also said, I'll have a go. Oh, hello.
Here she is.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the party, fashionable lady. We did say we're at a party, so we started without you because that's what you do at parties.
I know, yeah, absolutely.
And we started without you, and we said that at some point she'll come stumbling in, pissed, with one shoe on, one shoe off, because she's been pre-drinking at a different party. So there you go, slipper socks.
They are Santa's slipper socks, though.
Okay, you made an effort there. That's good. So, Clara, what are you drinking? We've been through what we're drinking. I'm on mulled wine in a mug out of a mug with my face on it.
I'm on the usual rum and coke like Baz.
Rum and coke. Okay. Well, I'm going to change now, and I'm going to go on to my next Christmas-related drink, which is port.
Yes.
Nice.
when you're, I need to explain, mainly for, I mean, Joshua and Clara are both quite posh, so they might not understand, but in Bury, a town just north of Manchester, there is an etiquette to how you drink port, okay? So, let's just pop the port into, the first thing you need to do is get a pint glass.
Nice.
Yeah, a couple of ice cubes in there.
What's happening?
Wow.
Port does not belong in ice.
Hold on.
Hold your mouth. Are you ready? Plug some port into there.
Stop it.
Don't plug it.
And then,
Don't add anything to it. Oh,
Blue Wicked.
Cheeky
A
Vimto.
cheeky Vimto, ladies and gentlemen, is the only way that port should ever be drunk. So there we
You
go.
want me over there?
I'm on a pint of cheeky Vimto, ladies and gentlemen. There you go.
What could go wrong?
oh no.
Absolutely.
Stop it.
Really
Absolutely.
impressed me.
Do you know what?
I'm all for anything genuinely, but that
Have I upset you, Clara?
really, really upset me. Even I went to Chelsea Football Club on Saturday, and even there, I left the stadium. Okay, I was in corporate hospitality, but
Of
I
course.
left the stadium.
But you're definitely not posh, remember? People remember that. Every time Clara comes on, she says she's definitely not posh. Carry on, Clara.
I left the stadium and went back into the room, and they had all the cheeses laid out and port. And yes, I had a thimble of port because that's how it should be drunk,
No.
along
No.
with stilton.
In a pint pot. In a pint pot with Blue Wicked.
I've still got a bottle of Blue Wicked in my kitchen, half a bottle from 2 years ago, from where I bought it just to do a sketch. And then Adam went in the other day and went, can I throw this Blue Wicked out? It's got like some sort of disgusting shit on top. And I went, no, don't throw it out. The fact
I might
it's
need it
got
for a cheeky
disgusting,
bento.
yeah, I went, the fact it's got disgusting shit on top might mean I might be able to use it for a different sketch. I don't know what yet, but leave it there. And he was like, really? Yeah.
Have you never had a cheeky Vimto?
No, but I have heard it. It's
So
good.
They are brilliant. Cheeky Vimtos are a genuine revolution. I was really against what you were doing until the moment you revealed the WKD Blue, and I thought, this is a man who actually had a plan. This is good.
It's a man with a plan.
Really?
I'm very rarely described as that, Baz.
That's
Joshua.
But yeah, so
Hey, I don't think that much of it. Brilliant, aren't they?
I mean, I may have judged too soon. There are a lot of people who say cheeky Vimtos taste amazing. I mean, they taste like Vimto, but they're cheeky because they're alcoholic, right?
Exactly. It
Brilliant.
Yeah.
tastes so much like Vimto.
The marketing is on point.
You're gonna get through it in literally about 10 minutes because you'll be like Vimto.
We've spoken briefly about the Christmas number one with Joshua. And this is quite a... I want you to talk about your experience of it as well and that. But one thing that... last time we had you on, we were talking about a film you were in called A Christmas Number One.
yes.
And now you are trying to get to Christmas number one.
Yeah.
That is... If anyone's listening, I'm looking to get involved in a film called Swedish Thruple. just on the off chance that that's what happens. Anyway, Clara. So, how weird is it that you were in a movie called Christmas Number One, and now this year you are in line for Christmas Number One? How
It's
bonkers
so
is
weird.
that?
I actually, because the director of that film is a friend of mine now, and I sent him a little video of us at Abbey Road Studios, and I said, I know this is going to sound bonkers, but you know how in a movie, your movie, called A Christmas Number One, I just thought it's the natural progression to try and actually get a Christmas number one. And he was like, oh my God, I couldn't be more excited. Are you actually joking? And because the whole film is about getting Christmas number one, even on our WhatsApp group, Joshua, do you remember when they're like, Can you imagine if we're all sitting there, like, with the countdown? Can we meet up while they're doing the countdown? And I even recorded the countdown on the movie of them going from 10 down to 1. Sent it over to the director and went, this is what I'm going to be doing. He's like, it's fucking crazy. Like, I never thought that being in a Christmas movie in 2021 called A Christmas Number One, where it's all about getting that coveted position, 2 years later, I would actually genuinely be trying to get it. Like, what the fuck?
It's absolutely bonkers. And we will remind people that if you you need to download it, don't just go and listen to it. You need to download it. You need to pay your 99p, which will go straight to the food bank, the Trussell Trust. If you're listening on Spotify, the link is in the description, and if you are watching on Facebook, the link is in the comments.
Because
so
genuinely,
go and do it. It's 99p, and you are donating 99p to charity, but also making these two people very, very happy.
And also, you know, people think, oh, I'll just listen to it on Spotify, but actually listening to it, if you listen to it 600 times on Spotify, that will be the equivalent to 199p download, which is it just.
So you can if you want, but I wouldn't.
No, don't listen to it 600 times. None of us have done it, and we're in it. So it doesn't make any sense to do that. Just, you know, download it once, listen to it or not. And at least you've given your 99p to charity. And if you go, oh, God, it's a bit shit, I prefer Wizard's version, then fine, fuck it. Just plant it aside. And
doesn't matter.
At least you've done your bit for charity. Okay? And if you don't, then, you know, that's on you.
See, what happened here is I paid for it and then realised I'd paid 99 cents for it to go into the Irish chart. So if you made number one in Ireland, that's partly down to me.
I think, well, Americans are doing it.
Oh, we've got a lot of American listeners. Well, let's get to the top of the Billboard charts as well.
Get on it. I think it helps all round, you know, just to get the message out there, and it still all goes to charity.
That's what I was just going to say, is it doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you go onto that link and you pay whatever it is in your local currency, 99p, 99 cents, whatever, that money goes to charity, which not sure Clara will agree with this, but that's more important than Clara getting to number one.
It absolutely is more important.
So I've noticed now that the video's out, there's a lot more kind of like distinct solos that everyone's got their bit. Obviously, I've seen that you and Joshua were stood by each other when you were singing, and you both got solos, you cunts.
Thank you very much, you cunt.
Yes. Oh, that's the Christmas spirit, isn't it, Santa Baz?
Hey, it's the best word in the world.
Well, as I was explaining before you arrived, I basically just hung around and pretended I had stuff to do until they gave me a chance to sing. They gave me exactly one try of one verse.
So what we need to do, we're not allowed to play the track because like copyright with the with Facebook and with Spotify and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but like I say, Spotify, the link is in the description. Click on that, pay your 99p, go for it. But I think it would be a great idea if Baz keeps talking about a line, Joshua, you add in a solo, and a line, Clara, you add in a solo. I want you both to sing your lines live. There
and
you go.
Know what?
Be a live
Josh
performance.
is playing it down here because actually, genuinely, there were a few people who had like proper solos where there wasn't any backing, and there were a few people who had solos where there's a bit of backing who were still brilliant. But Joshua, you had a proper line with no backing.
Yeah, I know that is. But also I'm quite annoyed because they gave me a very northern vowel. You know, you're like, I said no, but when you sing the word no, you have to go no.
I did notice that.
Like you're from Leeds.
I did notice that. I did notice that, but I did
really
think
like,
actually I think most people would sing it like that because it's like. What? Yeah, go on, sing your part.
I'd like to hear you sing your line, and then we'll get Clara to sing hers.
Okay, my line, big 7 words here. Well, he just might like to know.
There it is.
Yes. We just might like to. Up to that point, he's from London. No, he's got Leeds.
No, it should drop, really, shouldn't it? No.
And he just would like to know. So, Clara, have you got any regional accents in yours, or did you sing it in the normal one?
Joshua, I'd love to hear you just quickly sing it as, well, I just might like to know.
Do it.
It will come a
Go
bit
musical
like,
theatre on it, Joshua.
well, he just might like to know.
I can see why you didn't do it that way.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You chose right.
His musical theatre comes all the way out when he sings it like that. So Clara, what was your line?
I had 2 lines.
Yes, you did.
Oh, well,
So,
you know.
when we're skating in the park and the storm cloud. No. When we're skating in the park and the storm clouds makes it dark.
Yes.
There we go. It was better the second time.
No,
The first
I've got
time
it
wasn't
wrong
so good.
again.
No.
When we're skating in the park, when the storm clouds... When the storm clouds...
Storm clouds suck what?
When the storm clouds...
I'll put it.
Clara, how the fuck did you get a solo on this
It's not
single?
make it dark, it's something... When the storm clouds...
Is it Paint It Dark?
Yeah, I think it is. When we're skating in the park and the storm clouds...
Painted dark.
And the storm clouds paint it dark.
He should have done it.
Okay,
I
so
tried.
for everybody listening and watching, I promise the actual one's better than this, and it is worth 99 pence.
Right, so I've got it up. It's when we're skating in the park if the storm cloud paints it dark, which makes no sense anyway.
We're
Okay,
skating in the park and the storm clouds... What?
If the storm clouds, if the storm cloud paints it dark, that makes no
When we're
sense.
skating in the park, if the storm clouds...
Paints it dark.
When we're skating in the park, if the storm clouds make it... No.
That's close enough.
It's because the melody's wrong. You're doing the background kids. When the snowman brings the snow. You're doing the background kids, whereas I think it's when the storm clouds paint it dark. Wait, when we're skating in the park and the storm clouds paint it dark.
That's the one.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh.
I think.
Okay.
You're doing the verse, not the chorus.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
Wow.
So it's when the storm clouds...
No, when we're skating in the park. When we're skating in the park, when the storm clouds paint it dark. But you just go up instead of doing the...
So, Clara,
Right.
when I asked you to sing the part of the Christmas number, possible Christmas number 1, that you sing on the possible Christmas number 1, I didn't think it was going to be this complicated.
I
to be
read
honest.
it off a sheet.
Yeah, I'm about to play Clara's bit.
Okay, that'll be better. When we're skating
And that was
in
your
the
bit.
park, if the storm cloud take... What?
Paint it dark. That was it.
If the storm cloud paints it dark.
When we're
I mean,
skating
we've dwelt on this a
in
long
the
time.
park, if the storm cloud... What?
Paint it dark. Paints it dark.
When we're skating in the park, if the storm cloud paints it dark...
Yes!
Jesus
Why don't I
Christ.
think it was makes it dark? Paints it dark. I've just got to remember paints.
Paints it dark.
Paints it. Well, you don't need to remember it anymore. It's
Oh, yeah, no,
recorded
that's
and
it.
it's released.
Fuck 'em.
You don't need to remember it at all. You can do what you like now.
Yeah.
Wow, I honestly do. I thought it would be quite nice for you and Joshua to sing a little bit of the song because we couldn't play the song. Little did I know how much confusion that was going to bring to
I
you.
know.
Well, we should.
I'm really sorry.
We should actually play this as a bit of sort of like leveling up. We should play this bit as well, shouldn't we? So Ready?
It's going to be a. There's going to be a break.
I'll go straight to it.
Yes.
No.
No. Well, that's my
we-
mate Joshua,
well,
that
we
is.
just might like to know. I got his part sorted.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like next time you should swap,
Yeah.
maybe.
Can I just say though, before we get too farther on with the drinking and the talking, it's really nice.
I think it's a bit late for
Yeah,
that.
I know. It is really nice seeing two people you know on an official video singing like a Christmas single. It's fucking brilliant. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, thank you.
It is. He went leads on fucking.
Oh, yeah,
as well, did you
yeah.
hear?
Sorry.
Yeah.
It does that to people. This song.
Yeah,
It is.
exactly.
It
does. It is. And I'm awesome. It's awesome. I'm just going. That's my mates. That is.
seriously, it's been bloody brilliant. It was such a blast. It was such an amazing experience. But on top of that, it's just genuinely, putting all the bravado aside, it's genuinely all about the fact that it's UK-based charity which is helping people who work their asses off and still cannot afford to, not just people who work their asses off, but, you know, there are people who now work their asses off and still need food banks, which is absolutely mind-blowing. But it's almost 50% more people this year that need food banks than last year. And that's crazy to think. And the Trussell Trust support 1,400 of those food banks every year, and so that's the main reason we all wanted to do it.
It's also a good way of just promoting the Trussell Trust in general, just reminding people that it exists, because it's pretty awesome. But I only hear about these charities at this time of year, you know, and otherwise I rarely know what's going on. You're part of so much charity that you just kind of blanket it. Whereas this is I think it's reminder of how we are now in society, this cost of living crisis, and just the fact that things are expensive, that even nurses have to go to a food bank to feed their children or something. It's really mental. So I think I'm just glad to remind people of it. It's good publicity regardless, and whatever comes out of it was all worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just getting back to the theme of Christmas, we were talking to Joshua about what his Christmas is all about. Yours is slightly different because you've got young kids as well, haven't you? So
yeah. So our Christmas, it's really a typical one. You know, I love Christmas more than
I can't believe that yours is typical.
I love Christmas more than anything in the world. If I could start celebrating Christmas on Boxing Day for the following year, I would. I'm literally like the earlier the better for me. When people go, oh God, there's mince pies in the shop in October, I'm like, brilliant, bring it on. October's shit. Give me more Christmas shit. Like, it's the most exciting time of the year. I want Christmas lights out there as early as possible. My brother's like, no, right, oh God, no, not until the 1st of December. I'm like, what? Because November's so fucking great. Are you kidding me? Like, what's so great about November? Like, well, Halloween's over. Christmas, please. Like, okay, bonfire night, maybe. 5th of November. After that, Christmas. Why would you want 4 weeks of Christmas? Get more and more and more.
So what is your Christmas Day going to look like?
So this year's going to be great because it's, you know, the cousins together. It's, you know, more people, more the merrier. I absolutely love hosting as well. So I took over the mantle from my mum, who took it over from my grandmother. And now I've got a house in the country, which I love. And also cooking's one of my favourite things in the world. So what better time to be able to do one of my passions than when there's a bunch of family members looking after my kids? It's fucking great.
I was just about to say, Clara. I was just about to say, I'm coming over. This sounds amazing, Christmas Day. But then you mentioned looking after your kids. I was like, nah, I'm out again.
Yeah, no, I'm literally like, my brother's wife goes, would you like me to do anything? Peel some potatoes? I'm like, the shit job. Yes, please. There you go. And then she just does all the shit jobs and looks after my kids at the same time. And I'm in there like just heating up the goose fat. I get to cook for hours on end, which I love, and the kids are all playing together and we're playing Christmas songs. It's just the best time in the year.
Right, so Clara, I'm going to take you back to 2021, like during TikTok, and when your brother was staying with you during Christmas that year, which I believe is 2 years ago, is you did quite a few lives where you I think you had a karaoke machine, and you were coming on TikTok and singing karaoke with your brother and Adam. Will you be doing that again this year now that you're a bona fide singer?
Gosh, what? I mean, fucking great question. Bloody hell, you remember more than I do. How do you actually remember that?
I remember breaking into it, and then like Adam was reading out like comments from people, and you were just sort of like in between singing, answering comments, and I was one of those people. So I'm going to be there again this year if you're doing it.
I actually completely forgot about that.
It's emblazoned on my soul.
Yeah, we will blatantly do that. We've got this 350 quid karaoke machine that my mum bought after we did karaoke at some bar. And on our way back in a cab, my mum said, "That was so much fun. We've got to get one of those." And I said, "Yeah, but Mum, the karaoke machines that you can get on like Amazon are really shit." She said, "Get the best one you can find." And so I looked it up on Amazon, and then there was this, 30 quid ones, 40 quid, 50 that you could plug into your TV, and then there was suddenly this one with all the bells and whistles, and lights, 2 microphones, everything. 350 quid. She went, "Get it. This will be our family fun from now on." It's been my mum and my fun from then on. But yeah, so I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's do it." And she said, "Here's my card, just do it. And then I got it, and actually it's been the best investment we've ever had. It's every single, I want to say party, but it's just every single time anyone comes over. It's not even a party. It's just like, we have 2 people over just, for dinner on a Tuesday night. And it's like people who don't even, who just come around for, tea and scones. Like, what's that?
Let's remind people that Clara's definitely not posh. She just said, for people who pop round for tea and scones. Literally nobody has ever popped round to my house for tea and scones in 49 years. No, never.
That's basically a muse for Prosecco and Scotch eggs.
Whoa, now you're talking. I am in. That's 2 of my favourite things.
Have I ever given scones and tea to people when they popped around? Have I fucked? It's Prosecco and Scotch eggs, and not homemade Scotch eggs, shit ones from Tesco on the about to go out, about to basically go out a date aisle.
Do you know what? I didn't see.
Sorry, what?
I didn't see Scotch eggs coming. I've got to admit, is it Prosecco and
my favourite things in the world?
You could have given me a week of deciding what the next word was going to be when you said people coming round for Prosecco and. You could have given me a week of guessing, and I wouldn't have got around to Scotch eggs.
Caviar, smoked salmon,
cocaine.
I'm like, shit Scotch eggs in the out-of-date aisle.
Literally, like, it's so much fun seeing you 2 together. Like, actually in the same place you are in the video, but also doing that thing has been brilliant, and I'm so glad you came on because I feel much more Christmassy now. Mike, I don't know how you're going to close this up. I've no idea what you're going to do, but good luck.
On a serious note, Baz, seriously, I was talking to people yesterday about you, genuinely, because I said I was coming on this podcast because they said that they'd talk to you about coming on this, and they all said how fucking ridiculously humble you are. You don't realise how good you are in the content that you create, and you're always so sweet, saying like, oh, it's so great to be around you guys, or it's so great to have a chat with you guys. And we're like, seriously, this is the best podcast, and I've been on about 8 now. Best podcast I've ever been on, because you guys are so funny and so much fun to chat to, and I will always say yes to it no matter what. No, but seriously guys, thank you, because both of you are legends. Love you, and I will always say yes to coming on this.
Oh, thank you, Clara. Look, Baz and I can speak for Baz and I, because we are technically a couple. We're like an aged
And so me and Josh.
Yeah, Baz and I are like an aged couple who don't have sex anymore.
Yes.
So it's just like...
We don't have sex any less.
So, I can speak for Baz and I when I say, look, we're absolutely thrilled for the two of you to be involved in this Christmas Christmas single. We hope that it gets to Christmas number 1. And again, a reminder to people, if you're listening on Spotify, click the link in the description. If you're watching on Facebook, click in the link down in the comments. Pay your 99p. Help the Trussell Trust supply people with food for food banks, and also get these two incredible bastards to number 1.
Go on, do it
on iTunes and on Amazon as well.
Yes,
iTunes and Amazon. Amazon is very easy on Android. iTunes on Apple. It costs less than £1 on both. I think on Apple it's 79p. So if you do have that, please, because it makes a huge difference to the streams, which are the equivalent of 600 streams.
So just give that money to charity and make both of two of our, maybe more than two, Phil as well, and there's others like Amy Jo. Look, there are lots of our friends involved in this, and we really, really, really want this to happen.
Yes.
But at the bottom line, if it doesn't make it to Christmas number 1, then they're still going to be helping.
We've made a shit ton of money.
A shit ton of money for charity. And also, these two here get to sit and listen to the charts like they used to years ago, and listen to themselves singing on the radio, whatever number it's at. Because it's going to be in the top 10.
And like I did in the movie.
It's going to be in the top 10 anyway. So hopefully it'll be number 1. But even if it's not, it gives you two the opportunity to sit at home, listen to that chart countdown, and whatever number it is, you're going to listen to yourselves on Radio 1.
So
that
cool.
is incredible.
It's crazy. Thanks so much for having us on, guys.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it before the Christmas number 1 is announced. So thanks a lot, and always a pleasure.
Oh, thanks for coming on. And we couldn't think of better guests to come on for the Christmas special than two people who were involved in a Christmas single, one of whom was in a movie 2 years ago called The Christmas Number 1. Basically, Clara, you are the female fucking noddy holder at this point. Do you know what I mean? You are more Christmassy than Santa. And on that bombshell, we will end the show, and we will speak to you all next time. Thanks, everybody. Have an amazing Christmas. Take care of yourselves.
Love you.
Enjoy Christmas. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yo ho ho.